You know what time it is? Time to hang out with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper. Hang with Mr. Coop, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper. Yeah.
Welcome to the Big Scoop with Coop. I'm your host, Coop. Big shout outs to everyone that's listening on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, wherever you're listening to. Big shout outs to you. If you want to catch the video version of this show, make sure you go to my website to catch full episodes at thebigscoopwithcoop.com. Also on YouTube at youtube.com/thebigscoopwithcoop. You can also catch a 15-minute preview of this episode right here on Instagram at Big Scoop with Coop. All right, people, enough about me. Today's guest, she is doing big things in the industry. She has actually a movie that's coming out that's called The Wedding Entertainer. She has been in so many different movies between Netflix, HBO, all over. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the one and only Malky Goldman. Now, Malky will talk about her career, where she came from, wedding entertainer, and much more. So sit back and relax and enjoy this episode of The Big Scoop with Coop with Malky Goldman. And welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. So good to be here.
Of course, how's your day so far?
Pretty good. I had a great day. And I feel like it's finally getting summer, which makes me even happier. The sun is out, the life is good. So not bad at all.
I'm the same way. I'm in North Carolina, so we're finally getting that summertime. I'm not a big winter guy, so I'm more of like a spring summer person. And if I could have that year round, you couldn't tell me nothing. That's
right
how
there.
I feel.
I'm right there with you.
Yes.
Right there with you.
Yes. Now, Malky, like I said, you've been doing a whole lot of things in your career already, and your career is nowhere close to being over. But just for the people that's discovering you now, who is Malky Goldman beyond the actress and the artist that we see on screen?
Well, I am a simple girl. I grew up in Jerusalem, born in Jerusalem. I grew up ultra-Orthodox. Do you know what it is? The ultra-Orthodox community and a very, very nice family. But eventually it was a little too small for me. And then when I was 19, my parents decided to move to New York. And there I discovered a huge world. And eventually, after a couple of different events that did not escalate the way I thought it would, I had realized that I have one life and I'm the boss. And only I can manage it the way I want to, as much as possible. I mean, even I can't. So I went on my own. I left all of that and I pursued acting and painting. I'm a painter. I love to paint. And I love to play and create and art of any kind. It's just what I want to do and what I do.
That's what I love. I love that, Malky, because now it shows the people that a lot of actors and actresses, people in the entertainment industry, they are focused. They're like one vision or one dimensional. It shows you paint. You're the ordinary girl that has skills in acting. And that's what I love. And that's what a lot of people are drawn to these days, the multi-talented people. And that's what you are. Big shout outs to you on that one, Malky. Now,
Thank you.
I'm glad that you brought up that you are from Jerusalem. I'm glad you brought that up. So when you moved to the United States, you studied fine art, and now you're starring in movies and television. Now, if the younger Malky could see your life right now today, what would she say?
She would have been so proud. She would have been so proud of me. I mean, she might have not understood me because she didn't speak English, but but she would have been so happy for me. You know, I sometimes think about that where when I was a little girl and I was quite happy and sad and happy and all of it, like every normal child. But I remember I lived in this small, really in the heart of Jerusalem, in tiny little narrow streets, and I hadn't seen much of the world at that time. And I remember walking on the street, um, buying eggs. I don't know why that's something that I have such a clear vision, and I'm carrying this eggs, and the way we bought it was like 30 different ones in one big tray, and I'm walking with it on the streets of Jerusalem to go home. And sometimes I just have this image where that little girl walks around with the eggs in her hands, and I'm like, hey, hey, we got here. Can you imagine that? It's just so awesome. And she always gives me a high five. She doesn't drop the eggs, but she's very excited.
Wow. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was that little girl and I would have gave you the high five and I'm holding the eggs at the same time, I would have to think what's more important, the high five or the eggs. But the younger one could do both. That is awesome. And I'm glad that you do still have those visions to this day, Malky, because that shows that you do not forget where you came from.
Yeah.
And you're doing big things and you can still remember your roots all the way up to now.
Yeah.
That is awesome right there. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Now, yes, you're welcome. Now, in this industry, the entertainment industry, there are a lot of additions, rejections, moments where, things don't happen on your timeline. Like you did not expect it to happen. Now, how did you handle or learn to handle the no's and keep believing that the right opportunities will come for you?
This is such a good question, and I'm glad you asked that because I cannot tell you how many times I have a couple of auditions that I work so hard and it's a callback and sometimes even a chemistry read, and I start imagining getting the role, even though it's a big no-no, but I'm human, I can't help it. And then I don't get it. And if it happens a few times in a row, and I'm like, that's it, I'm quitting, I'm done. And then I get another audition, and I'm like, I got an audition. And I think that, thank goodness that I have painting that keeps me going in between. I also do some writing with good people that have a lot of experience. So I have other ways to express my art that keeps me sane during waiting because it's a brutal industry. And there's so many no's, and there's so you get close so many times. And the reason I am where I am is because I cannot not do it. I just can't. I try sometimes because I feel like it takes so much heart and soul. You have to always give it all. If you go into an audition and you don't give it all, you don't have a chance. So you open up and you give it all, and then your heart is open and you're so sensitive, and then you hear no, and it's just you get so broken. I think there are two elements that I am experiencing within myself. One is I cannot not do it. And the other one is there's always the role that no one else knows as much as I do. And
Mm.
and this is also the reason I don't get the other roles because as good as I do, there was most likely one person that just knew that even better. So that concept of there's always something that only you can do because only you are you. I mean, only I am me. That is another little comforting blanket along the way in cold days.
I love that. I love that. And I'm in season 13 of this show, and I've told people this over and over again, and I'm going to say it again right now. Ladies and gentlemen is watching worldwide. In this industry, the entertainment industry, and a lot of industries, 100 no's can equal one yes. If you
Mhm.
give up and you don't have thick skin, you was not made for that industry that you was actually trying to achieve to be in. So, I just hit a little bar right there. That's a little rhyme right there. Wow. So, here's the deal. Keep going. Keep pushing. I don't care if you hear no. I don't care if you're in the entertainment industry, if you're a plumber. If one house says no, guess what? Someone's going to say yes. You never give up on your dreams, and you never give up, because if you give up, you just missed out on that door that was about to open up next for that yes. You heard Malky. She heard no's, but guess what? She finally got that yes. And look
Yeah.
where she's at today. Big things are going.
And
Careers going like this.
And you know, for this movie,
Hmm.
the director, he just told me at the premiere, he said he he had 150 auditions. He was looking so specific for something so specific and fantastic actors. He told me some of the people that auditioned, and I bowed to them. But somehow, after all of that, he was like, we're not there. And then he remembered, he was like, I met this actor in Toronto Film Festival in 2019. Let's give her a call. And they did. And here I am. So, yeah,
Now, you see, you just proved it again right there, Malky, because 2019, they remember what you did years ago,
yeah.
and you still did it. That's what I'm talking about. Now, was there a specific moment in your career, I mean, so far, when you realized that you said to yourself, like, I'm really doing this, I'm becoming the person I dreamed about becoming? Have that hit you yet?
You know, not yet. I think I'm always in the because you have to be in the moment in this industry. There is one thing and then there is another thing. But there are moments where I turn around and I'm like, oh my God, this is wait, me? Malky is okay, and I have to center myself and say, yes, it is me, and I get really excited. But it also becomes so normal because I remember when I had my first short film, and I remember thinking, wow, I am in a movie. And I thought if I get to be in a feature, that would be a dream. And by the time I was in a feature, I wanted the next thing. So there's always this moment where you pause and you remember where you started and say, yeah, it's me who is here. I come from all the way here, and if it moved this far, it is going to keep moving, and to stay excited and grateful to everyone around you that holds your hand when you're sad and holds your hand when you're happy, equally important. Um, is what you need. But my dear friends, they are reminding me, they're like, this is really cool. And then I go like, I know. And I can't believe that I am just being this person that is like, I know, this is really cool, right? You know, it's just surreal.
Now, Malky, that's an awesome thing, and make sure that your friends continue to remind you, and you have to remind yourself also,
Yeah.
because, like I said, you're nowhere close to the end of your career. You haven't even climaxed yet, because people are still calling you. Remember you from 2019. There's more roles that's coming for you after this movie that we're about to talk about in 1 second. There's way more coming for you. I can see it, and I think deep down inside, how you're talking, you feel it too. You know it.
Yeah.
You're right there. And it's about to keep going and keep going and keep going.
Yeah.
Do not give up. I love this. I definitely love it.
I
Now,
definitely have these bubbles in my stomach where I feel like something is in the air, and it's exciting, very
that's what I'm
exciting.
talking about. And you keep those bubbles, because that's gonna keep
Yeah.
reminding you right there. I love
Yeah.
it. Yes. Now we will talk a little bit about this before we get to the main event of this. Now, you have appeared in projects like The Vigil, like I said during the intro, ladies and gentlemen. Netflix is on Unorthodox. I cannot talk today. HBO's High Maintenance. Now, when you see those names connected to your journey, do you ever stop? And it's coming back to what we just talked about before. Do that even make you reminisce of what you started from, the little girl carrying eggs in Jerusalem? Jerusalem. Does it ever like be mind-boggling?
Yeah, there are two parts of me. There's the one part that is always watching from little me and says, wow, wait, how did you get there? What did you do? That was a miracle. That was crazy. That was so cool. And then there is the other part of me that is a little bit caught up in the things that are to come and that haven't happened.
Yes.
And and it's so important. I love what you said, that reminder to center myself and be like, okay, these are the things that are in my basket. And there are so many things to come, Yeah, I do have to say I am very proud and grateful for everyone that had given me an opportunity and had trusted me with work because you can be so talented and you can be so willing to go out and give your heart and soul to the world, but you still need someone to give you a platform. And to remember that the people who have trusted you in the beginning, the people who have given you the opportunities and who are looking out for you, they're just part of who I become. And as I'm grateful with a team, which is really beautiful.
I love it. I love it. Now, talking about the team, let's talk about what's going on here. Now, you play a role of Sarah Leah.
Yeah.
Now, in the wedding entertainer. Now, was this character now? What about this character in this story actually connects to you personally?
Okay. This is so I think so wild that the place that the character is written
Hmm.
is 3 blocks away from where I grew up. Crazy.
Wow.
Yes. And some of the scenes that we filmed was just in my neighborhood that I grew up, and I had left many years earlier, and I came back to film this. Create art by choice was just amazing. Then I just knew the community. So there is this really cool thing when you know the do's and the don'ts, the norms of a community, that when you read the character, you immediately realize what they're doing, what they're not doing. You get to know them. And the more you know about their lifestyle and their limitations, the more you get closer to their psyche, like to the way they think. And that came so easy to me because I grew up there. So that was the first thing. I immediately saw, oh, she's reading that book. I know that reading a book like that is a little bit rebellious. Oh, she's doing that. I know this is a little specific. So that was one thing that was amazing, but also that I did. I was a very good girl, but I would sneak in a little book here and a book there, and this is where I am today. So I'm just saying. So those were things that I connected so strongly with her, having eaten the same food, lived in the same place, followed the same rules, all of that. But then the other level was the character was described as odd, and she is really odd. If you watch the movie, you see. But I think sometimes the idea of odd seems negative, but to me, odd isn't negative. Odd is everything that is outside of the norm of the community you live in or the society you're part of. And you can be so smart and you can be so thought out, but if you have a focus, and sometimes I think about academia, if you see like some professor that has a focus on a very specific year of a very specific thing, and that like they might seem to you so odd. Everything you talk to them, they don't know. They look at you like, what world are you in? And you look at them, what world are you in? Because they're so specifically focused in something that isn't part of our society,
Hmm.
that we have nothing to relate, and therefore we're looking at it as like, okay, this is different. Um, she is so focused and a couple of things, I don't want to spoil what, and
Oh,
therefore she comes across like so odd, and that too reminded me so much about myself because I was so odd. I was the artist. I would just come to class and then space out and think about, I don't know, stories made up in my mind. And that's really odd. So that was another thing I had in common with her. And it was just fun to bring it to life and be like,
wow.
let's be odd together.
Wow. Now you know what? That is awesome right there because there's not a lot of people that goes into a movie and receive a character and you can naturally just come in because it's right there, you're back home. So that's like saying, are you really playing a character or you really back home just saying you're another name? And that is an awesome thing because that's like making a perfect sandwich. You can do it with your eyes closed. Malky, The Wedding Entertainer. This movie is still doing big and it's premiering at the Tribeca Film Festival, and it's the Tribeca Film Festival's 25th anniversary. Now, what was the feeling and how special is this for this movie to be shown at this event?
It was just really, really special because the energy at Tribeca was even more celebra how do you say, celebrative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone was in good spirit, and it's also it's already in New York, and it already has all of the flavors, but it just there was an extra feeling of this is special, and it's always nice when you get somewhere you're chosen as a special project in something that is already perceived as special. So we walked into the premiere with so much joy and so much happiness, and you could feel it. The audience had this extra excitement, and the interviewer for the Q&A was extra excited. It was just, I felt that everyone was just there to be happy with us, and it almost it just definitely gave it a whole other level of specialty.
Wow. I'm just picturing how the vibe was there. Cause I got a feeling like it was like a magical hyped up vibe. And what I mean by that, let me break that down to everyone that's watching on worldwide. Have everybody, especially you, Malky, have you ever been into a place that you were so eager to go? And when you got there and it was actually 125% more than what you expected. I got a feeling that's how that was, being in that environment.
So on point. Coop, this was so on point. This is exactly how it was. And I remember someone asked me, did you imagine it was gonna be that nice and that good? And I said, no, you can't imagine something you don't know exists. This was just really, really beautiful.
I love it. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen watching worldwide, I want everyone to actually get ready for The Wedding Entertainer. If you get a chance to watch this movie, I guarantee you it would not disappoint. Make sure that you catch it however you can catch this movie. Now, right now, are there any plans for how the movie will be released outside of the festival?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how much I can share. I will just be
Mm-hmm.
vague about this.
Yes.
They are talking to distributions, but they want to do a little release in theaters first. They have some interest of um, to release it online with really, really good options and all the tough ones. I'm just saying enough that I can and not to get in trouble. But it's something really, really exciting. But the director is talking to some theater distributors, and they want to do a run in the theaters before it goes to streaming services.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen watching worldwide, be on the lookout at your theaters. You never know if it's going to show up right there. You make sure you tell your family, your friends, your associates, even invite your haters to this movie. They want to see this too. Also, possibility, it may be on streaming services. You never know how this is going to turn out. So keep your eyes open. Look for The Wedding Entertainer. That's one movie you do not want to miss. And if you do miss it, guess what? You're going, and if it's not in your city, you're going to the next city in the next state. You're going to find this movie and you will watch it. And I guarantee you will enjoy every moment of it. That's what I'm talking about. Now, Malky, you've accomplished a lot, like I said, but your journey is still being written. Are there any other projects that you're working on that you want the world to know about?
Yes, I am. I have this film that a friend of mine wrote together with the story was by me, one friend, and then another one wrote it. And then the director of the Vigil said he wants to produce it, which is surreal. It's amazing, and it's a thriller. It's a house invasion. It is so funny and so scary, but once again, hilarious. And it's so different than any thriller you've ever seen. You don't see it coming. Every move is just like it's. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it. It is really, really, really cool. And then there is a play I'm writing with a good friend of mine. Her name is Shira Piven. Is an incredible director and writer. And we are hoping to start doing workshops in the spring. So that's exciting too.
You're doing big things, Malky. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Now, how can everybody follow you on social media to keep up with the latest and greatest?
Malky Goldman. That's simple. And Malky Goldman. Yeah, and I'm gonna be posting about it all. I'm getting better at posting.
I think we all can get better at that part. I'm not gonna lie to you, all of us can. Ladies and gentlemen watching worldwide, you just look up Malky Goldman on social media, see if you can find her, make sure you follow her. Not right now. You're watching this interview. After the interview, make sure you go look for her on social media for the latest and greatest, because you never know. Will she talk more about the play? Will she talk more about the movie on social media? She said she's trying to get better at posting. That post may be one. She may also slip up and say, hey, the movie Wedding Entertainer will be in XYZ city. Make sure you go get your tickets now. Follow Malky. You never know what's going to happen. Now, Malky, last segment of the show. You know what this is. It's called Take the Floor. You have up to 2 minutes to say whatever you want. No questions asked. Malky Goldman, take the floor.
Thank you so much. First, Coop, I want to thank you so much for this awesome interview, for your delightful energy and everything, for your love. I just feel like you're right there with me, and it's always so nice to feel that. Okay, I want to tell you all, I am happy that you're watching this, that you're going to see this movie. I'm grateful that you're taking your time. I want to encourage you to do what you want to do and do what you love and do it all the way and be kind to yourself. And I don't know, don't give up. Don't listen to the negativity. Just go with your gut. This has been such a crazy journey. The way I grew up, the place I am now, I would have never thought that it would happen. But at this moment, all I'm realizing is that everything that I am right now is because of where I come from. And everything that happened to me, the good things and the really, really difficult things that I've gone through, have all created the roots and the person that I am today, which is the best thing that could happen to me. So do that. And also, don't forget to have fun. It's so important. While you're working for your dream, don't get caught up in that, oh, it's not happening. Have fun, have friends, love, be loved, and yeah, live.
You heard it here first. I don't even have to say nothing else after that one right there. Malky told you. It's life. Go have fun while you still have breath in your body. Don't give up on your dreams, but don't give up on your fun at the same time. I love that. Malky, I want to thank you for coming on the show, and I would love to have you back on in the future.
I would love that. Thank you so much. This has been a blast, and I can't wait to be back.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, on the next episode of the Bit Scoop with Coop, my next guest is, you know, that's my next guest. You better follow me on social media to keep up with the latest and greatest. And until the next time, people, on the Bit Scoop with Coop. Peace.
You know what time it is? Time to hang out with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper. Hang with Mr. Coop, with Mr. Cooper.